2 is exactly right there, and 3 positive 1 is exactly right there, and I could have drawn a little bit straighter line than that, but I have it graphed already, and it's the perfectly vertical line. So what do I have to do to write that equation? What do you notice about these two coordinates? If you can notice that the x is exactly the same, you'll see that this line, I'm going to change motion, this line runs right through 3 on the x-axis. We're done. We've written the equation for the line, simple as that. So just to try to clarify, let's say we had these numbers turned around. Let's say it was at -2, 3, and 1, 3. Now I notice that the y is the same. I don't have to do any work at all to determine that the equation of that line is y equals 3. And that one would look like this. Let me prove it. -2, 3 would be right here, and 1, 3 would be right here. 5, 3, 6, 3, 7, 3, the y would always be 3 in that. Okay, let's plot these points. I need to plot -6, -4, that's over to -6 on the x-axis, down to -4, and that'll be right there. And then +6 on the x-axis is to the right of the origin, and then down to -8. Ooh, I don't like that very much. Let me try that again. Should have calibrated a little better this morning. Right there. I'm going to draw that line, hopefully perfectly straight, which is sort of impossible on this board, but that's not bad. Now it looks like my intercept went through -6. To me, it looks like it went here. And to find out for sure, I would go from this point, I would go up 1, 2, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up 2 and over 6. It's a negative slope. If that exact same thing happens when I go from this point, up 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then that is my intercept when my b is at -6. Just finding the rise and the run from the graph. I'm going to graph it using rise and run. I get the slope. I have the slope also, I got the intercept because it hit that spot exactly. I also have my slope. Once I simplify that, and we always simplify things, it was up 2 over 6. So I have my slope. I can write the equation. Y equals the slope times x plus b or minus b, depending on if it's a positive or a negative. With graph paper, another one that I want to argue would be a lot simpler than doing all the math. But let's go ahead and use the formula and the equation also, just to be clear on using mathematical skills instead of just counting skills. So let's use the formula. I'll do -8 minus -4. Make sure you write it like that. It's the y from the second coordinate minus the y from the first. And then 6 minus -6. Again, we have two minuses, so we turn that into a plus, and we'll have -4 on top, and 12 on the bottom. Again, we gotta simplify. I see that 4 will divide into this and into this, so -1/3 is my n. And like I said before, now it's time to make a decision. Which one looks easier, the 6 and the -8, or the -6 and the -4 to put in here? Again, if you know your rules on negative times negative and negative times positive. There's not much difference. I like the fact that there's a positive number in this one, so I'll go ahead and use that, but I don't think it'll really make it any easier, but maybe leave less chance for a mistake. I don't know. Maybe even do them both and get the same answer, but I'm just going to do the 6 and the negative 8. So 6 in for x, negative 8 in for y. Put that 1 under it. Great habit for multiplying whole numbers times fractions. That almost looks like an H, but it's a B, of course. We're solving for B. We have negative 8 equals negative 6 over 3 plus B. This simplifies to negative 2. Add 2, and we get negative 6 equals B. Just like we did when we graphed it. Exactly like we did when we graphed it. So now this will be a negative 6 in our equation. Our final answer